Good morning, gang. Happy Thursday morning. Yes, the never-ending story on what is going on in the Middle East. By now, you've probably heard that Hamas has called for tomorrow to be a worldwide day of rage for Muslims around the world to kill Jews. Yeah, around the world, okay? Not just in their little shithole part of the world. They want the entire world. Now, before you go thinking, oh, that's not coming here or whatever, I want you to listen to something. This is a Hamas commander yesterday talking about what their plans are. I'm going to leave it on mute because unless you understand whatever Arabic language he's speaking, really listening to that is just enough to make your ears bloody. So read the subtitles and you'll see exactly what he said. This is their plan. They don't want Israel. They want the entire world. Europe is in trouble. Europe has imported enough of these heathen, barbaric POSs that God help Europe tomorrow if people start taking action on this. We see bloodshed all over the world. Okay. The United States certainly going to have our pockets. Okay. Detroit, New York, parts of California, absolutely. Be prepared, okay? Tomorrow is definitely a day that you go out of your house, or you are even in your house, your little friend does not leave your hip, and preferably your shoulder is occupied as well, because they're not going to come throwing stones, is my guess. Now, as for what is going on in the Middle East, we are getting closer and closer and closer. We, as Western nations, the United States, obviously the United States would probably lead anything like we always wind up doing because everybody else is like, we don't know what to do. You know, typical, what do you trust Justin Trudeau? I mean, the Canadian military, hey, more power to them, okay? But leadership we have around, I mean, Trudeau, Biden, really? I mean, they can't play with G.I. Joe dolls and figure out how to win a war. But where it's going to get very interesting, Hamas is a pain in the ass, don't get me wrong. And I mean, they are brutal heathen barbarians. But, scum of the earth, vile people, animals. But they aren't that powerful. Okay? I mean, the IDF can easily destroy Hamas, no problem. What we need to watch much more carefully is Hezbollah. Now, Hezbollah has some serious military capacity. Okay, we have sent in, now it's official, that we are sending the Dwight D. Eisenhower into the Mediterranean as well. Okay, so Gerald Ford and the Dwight D. Eisenhower will both be there. Hezbollah possesses about 130,000 missiles, some of them capable of sinking an aircraft carrier. Okay. Now, imagine what happens if all of a sudden you have a few thousand men killed, and women, killed on an aircraft carrier because Hezbollah hit it with the missile. Okay. We saw the Iron Dome could not handle 50,000 or 5,000 missiles the other day, last Saturday. What happens when they send 13,000 all at the same time? only 10% of what they have. Hezbollah is the big fear. Hezbollah is fully backed by everybody's favorite Ayatollah, Iran. Okay. Now, if you look at what happened in the last couple of days on the Senate floor in Washington, Lindsey Graham, of course, is calling for us to practically nuke Iran, and Rand Paul is calling for us to walk away and not do anything about this. Okay. Personally, I think they're both idiots in this one. That I don't agree with them on some things, but I'm not going to agree with anybody on everything, just like I don't expect you guys to agree with everything that I say. Okay. Nuking Iran is a prelude to World War III. Okay. Not doing anything gives them free rein to come into the United States, and we have 9/11 all over again, regardless of what you believe about 9/11. I'm just using that as an example. Okay. The issue is, how close is this going to get? If you have people that have stormed Europe, which, I mean, there's towns in Germany where there aren't any Germans that live anymore. Okay, if you guys know that or not. I mean, that it is completely Arabic. There's a call to prayer 6 times a day or 5 times a day or how many times they do this in London. Okay, this is how Europe has been overrun. How hard is it going to be to tell everybody to flip the switch? Time to go. Okay, start getting rid of all those people. I mean, we just heard from a Hamas commander that the idea is to get rid of Zionists, Christians, everything, that it is only that the world is only going to be Muslim. I'm sorry, take your fake prophet and shove him up your ass, because, sorry, the rest of us aren't believing in some guy who liked raping little girls and think that's somebody we're going to listen to. You know, not happening in this world. Europe, you're in trouble. Australia, you're in trouble. Okay, just like Israel was in trouble. You voluntarily gave up all your guns. Guess what? You can't fight back. If you think the criminals, i.e. the Islamic terrorists, gave up their weaponry, you're sadly mistaken. If you think that they aren't capable of using other ideas to kill people, wrong. Okay, to give you an idea how they were killing people in Israel here this week, if you want to talk about a torturous death, they were putting used tires around people and setting them on fire. Imagine being stuck inside of a tire where you can't move and you're burning to death with rubber melting around you. You didn't need a gun for that. Okay? That's what they did to people. You know that they killed babies right in front of parents. They beheaded people. These are the type of animals that you're dealing with. Okay. Could it come to the United States? Could it come to Canada? Will it come to Europe? Will it come to Australia? You know, absolutely. Okay. On what scale tomorrow? Who knows? In some places, it's going to be bigger than others. If I was walking around Dearborn, Michigan tomorrow, I'd be very worried. Okay. If I'm walking around Ottumwa, Iowa tomorrow, maybe not so much. Okay. But it, like I said yesterday, it doesn't take much to panic the entire country. Use 9/11 as another example. You know, you had New York, Washington, D.C., and Shanksville, Pennsylvania. But were you freaked out in Phoenix, Arizona? It was 2,500 miles away from you. Yeah, you were. Okay. Same thing. Let's start hearing stories tomorrow about buildings blowing up or people getting killed in, I don't know, pick somewhere, Baltimore. Not like it'd be any new big thing that people getting killed in Baltimore. But if all of a sudden you're living in Coeur d'Alene, Idaho, you know what? You're paying attention to this, even though it's on the other side of the country, and you're ready. This is the thing. We could be in a situation where the war comes to our land. If it doesn't, we could very quickly be to a point where we are sending people there. And there could be the Middle East. God knows we've got enough experience there this century. Okay. It could be sending people to Europe because there's enough activity that can happen there. Pay attention to what's going on with other places. I hope to God that this is all just a bunch of talk and nothing happens. Okay. I'm also going to say for the record that no, every single Muslim is not a terrorist. Let's not think that way. We aren't as mental midgets as these Hamas, Hezbollah, Al Qaeda, pick a whack job organization. We aren't as narrow-minded as they are. But on the other side, if you are of Arabic descent, please be careful tomorrow, because I will say this as well. There's going to be enough whack jobs in Europe, whack jobs in the United States, in Canada, or whatever, that are thinking they're going to be Billy Badass and go try to hurt people. Okay. And this goes to what I was saying yesterday about guilty by the way you look. Guys, tomorrow, be very careful. We don't know how this is going to affect us. We don't know what's going on. But when you have military leaders calling for the takeover of the world, and how many sleepers or sleeper cells have been emplaced all around the world over the last 20 years, is there one in your neighborhood? Head on a swivel, be careful, watch out for what's going on. We'll see you later. Pinball out.